going back to, as you said, they would have never done this, and looking at it like across the board with a guy like Henderson and then a guy like Williams, going to that next pick, Kyle Williams was another one. And again, I don't know how you had these guys stacked up on your board, but there seemed to have been a lot of Jalen Knoll pub here as the guy that, oh my God, the Patriots could get him. And they didn't. They went with Kyle Williams instead. Then they could have drafted Knoll again if they wanted to double dip at receiver, and they traded out of the next picks, and then they traded down again. So apparently that was someone they didn't have on their radar. Between those two players at receiver there, and you did think that they needed to address receiver somewhere here on day two, was Williams the guy that you would have gone for in that slot?
Well, I just think that there are a bunch of guys. I mean, like Jaden Higgins went earlier. A lot of these guys that you're mentioning, they're sort of, smaller slot type of guys. And
Right.
I think, people are a little bit too, with Josh McDaniels back, everybody's sort of like, oh, well, he's a typical Patriots guy. I don't think that's what they want. I think they were more looking for a receiver with inside outside versatility. And I think that's Kyle Williams. I thought he was one of my highest rated wide receivers coming into this thing, just because of I'm not a big draft Nick, but when I watch these guys, I'm just looking for certain traits. And like the thing, I said, that jumps out about Williams is just his explosiveness. You watch him get up to speed
He's a separator,
quickly, and that's very rare. Yeah. And it seems like the Patriots, as some of the draft Nicks fall in love with these smaller, quicker, whatever receivers, but it seems like the Patriots are going for more guys who are a little bit more stout, more fast than quick. And I think durability is a concern. Durability's been a concern with Pop Douglas. And so Williams, to me, has inside-outside versatility. He definitely has a chance to be sort of an X receiver. I mean, he's not exactly big or anything like that, but just his ability to separate down the field, he has a speed to sort of, be that top off the defense type of guy. And I think that's why he appealed to the Patriots.
Are you surprised again that they went offense here? Because with one of these picks, there was a lot of, again, it's all speculation. A lot of people thought, especially considering how much talent was there available, and then going back to the top of the second round at the edge position, that might have been something that they would kind of take a shot at. Do you think they consciously went offense across the board with all of these picks because Vrabel decided, I'm helping Drake May in any way possible? That's the most important thing that I can do for this team. And again, in free agency, bringing in so many people on the defensive side of the ball. Obviously, you brought in Stephon Diggs late in the season, but do you think this was their mindset going in? I'm taking the best offensive players available in these earlier slots in the first 2 days of the draft?
Yes, the short answer is yes. I think it was a case of, and I sort of talked about this as free agency went along, because and I brought it up. Even I stomped my feet a little bit during free agency, saying all right, fine, the defense, where the hell is the offense?
Where are they?
Right. And the explanation that I gave, and that from talking to people, was the things they wanted to do and they were prepared to spend on offense, a Ronnie Stanley or a Chris Godwin, and the type of people who are program setters and impact players, and those guys just didn't become available, where some of them did, or a lot of them did, on defense. So they pounced on those guys. And I think Mike Vrabel, to his credit, and I wonder how much he had to be constrained as a defensive guy not to be pull a bill and be like, we're taking defense here. But I got to give him credit for staying restrained and saying look, we took care of the defense in free agency. Now it's time to take care of the offense. We couldn't do it in free agency. We didn't find the value. We stayed disciplined, and now we're going to pay the offense back. And I think that's what this was about, really.
CLNS Patriots coverage is powered by PrizePicks. Download the app today and use code CLNS to get $50 instantly after you play your first $5 lineup.